There's 104 days of self-isolation. Outdoor school has come along to save us. We'll still social distance, but with entertainment, there's so much for us to do now. Like maybe doing critter Tetris, fossil, and bumble, or cleaning up your messy room. Different experiments with potato, or wilderness first aid with Trillium. Learning things with fruit, about animals, or measuring stuff with marmot. Fascinating! Learning to plant with lich, plant facts with morning glory, and obviously camp songs too.
This rocks!
As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do. Outdoor school is so much fun.
Come on, Boulder!
So stick with us, cause the Creekside Staff are gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause the Creekside Staff are gonna do it all. Jericho! The Creekside Staff are making a title sequence.
Hi, I'm Trillium from Creekside Outdoor School. We're going to be doing part 1 of outdoor and wilderness first aid today. And you're going to have to use your imagination because this little guy is going to be a person. So I am out camping with my friends, and they're back at the campfire, and I'm taking a little walk. Ben, what's the matter? Ben's coming up. He's bleeding from his hand. Oh, I cut myself with my pocket knife peeling or cutting potatoes, ready to eat, ready to fry. Not the potato, our staff member, but potatoes that you eat. Okay. Why don't I help you lie down, because you're bleeding and we need to prop your feet up with a log so that your feet are above your heart, because your blood needs to go to your vital organs, your blood, your lungs, your heart, and your brain. Okay, I'm going to get from my first aid kit some gloves. And then I'm going to get some gauze to put pressure on the bleeding so it will stop. And it will take about 10 to 20 minutes probably to stop. I'm going to put pressure with my palm on it, like this. And 5 minutes have passed and it still hasn't stopped bleeding. So I leave that on, even though it's bloody. You don't take it off, and find another clean cloth or anything that you can put on top of that. So I found my scarf, and I'm going to put pressure on the arm where it's bleeding. Okay, and 20 minutes have passed and the bleeding finally stopped. So we'll help Ben up, and very slowly so he won't get dizzy. And he can go back to the campsite with me, and we'll wash his wound with warm water and soap. And then we'll put a antibiotic ointment on it, if anybody has that in their first aid kit. And then we will put a clean bandage on, and Ben should be fine. And I'm going to continue my walk. Oh, Jody! Jody's coming! What's wrong, Jody? Oh, she's got a burn. How'd you burn yourself? She burned herself on the campfire roasting marshmallows. Okay, so it's on her hand, and it's a little burn, about 3 inches in diameter, and it looks red like sunburn, and it has a couple little blisters. So, the first thing you do for a minor burn, I've got my water, and I'm going to pour water on to cool the burn off, and then I'm going to put water on a gauze square and put it on, and that should help cool the burn off and help the pain of the burn. Okay, and we're going to go back to the campfire and find some aloe vera or another moisturizer to put on the burn, And we're going to wrap it in some gauze. Very loosely. We don't want it tight, like a bandage. We'll wrap this in gauze. And she can take Tylenol if it hurts too much. Seeking medical help immediately are for other major burns. If you see skin that is charred or leathery with black, brown, or white patches on it, then you need to seek immediate medical attention. Any burn on the face or joints or buttocks, also you need to seek medical attention. And for bleeding, you need to seek medical attention if it's a puncture wound, if it's a jagged wound, if it doesn't stop bleeding in 20 minutes, if it's from an animal bite, or if it's around the face or a large area. So I want you, this is the end of part 1, I want you to share your experiences and your comments about whether you've given first aid for bleeding or burns, or whether you've experienced first aid, or whether you've seen somebody first aid for bleeding or burns. And I will be back with part 2. So long from Trillium, and have a great day.
Here outdoor school, so cool. Super glad you made it. You're here to learn about science and nature. Make a few friends out here. When you're on field study, getting good and muddy, holding pelts and in your beads, Jericho. If you don't think outdoor school's going to be so cool, I'm here to tell you outdoor school's going to change you. Just show up